So guys, as you can see over here, these were my string of pearls, which were, as soon as I came back, the first thing that I wanted to check was my string of pearls. And you can see this is how my string of pearls looked when I initially came back after the vacation. They were completely dried. Now, unfortunately, I did not take a video at that point of time because I didn't think that it's going to survive, but I still had a lot of hope. I had a lot of patience because I knew that I will be able to revive them back again and I will be able to make them plump. So this is how they looked initially when I checked on them. The soil was completely dry. All of the pearls were deflated, they were wrinkled, there was no water left in the pearl. So they looked very deflated. You can see there was no water left in the pearls, due to which they shrinked. They had wrinkles. They looked like as if all the air is released from the balloon kind of a thing. And I thought that they're not going to survive, but I just wanted to give a last try. So I started watering them. Now remember guys, this plant was still in indirect bright light. It was not kept in direct sunlight. If it was in direct sunlight, nothing would have lasted. But over here I could see that the pearls are only deflated. They are only wrinkled. They are shrinked, which means that they were only lacking water. They were still kept in indirect bright light. That's why there was not much damage. And then even though it was still being kept in indirect bright light, I started watering it every alternate day because I knew that all they needed was water to revive back. And I started watering them every now and then. And this is how they look right now. They have kind of become plump back again. You can see the pearls have started to get plump back again. I started watering them. The soil mix was the same. It was loose, porous and well draining, and you can see now they are doing extremely well. Definitely a lot of pearls are lost, but the ones that were wrinkled have started to plump up. A lot of them broke off and fell off. They dried out, but we still managed to survive them. So this is the same food container that I usually tend to use for my string of pearls, because I prefer these plastic containers. They retain slight moisture. At the same time, they're not very deep and they work out really well. But of course, a lot of damage was done. But finally, the pearls have revived back, and you can see they're looking much more fresh right now. They have some okay, I thought these are aerial roots, and yes, there are some aerial roots as well. That the reason is because they were not getting water, as I said. That's why it started putting out these aerial roots as well. But now that it has started to get water, as you can see, this one is still wrinkled. It was all of the pearls were like this, but now you can see they're looking much fresh. They're looking much plump. A lot of leaves have plumped up. Now again, I can't expect the growth to happen quickly because it's going to take some time. Now the entire process from the picture that you've seen till now, this has taken around 2.5 months. It was a very slow process, but I didn't want it to give up. I just had to keep a lot of patience, and now you can see they have revived back. So now again, I'm doing the same thing. It's kept in indirect bright light, getting a lot of watering whenever the soil is drying, of course. But right now the frequency of watering is little more. One, because it's summers. Secondly, the pearls are still slightly deflated, not a lot, but slightly deflated. So I water every 3 to 4 days, or when I tend to see that the soil is getting dry, I go ahead and water it. And as you can see, the soil is very loose, very porous, has a lot of gritty material. It also has a good amount of soil as well, because as I said, you need to have that little bit more of soil in this kind of mix when you're using it for your string of pearls. But the soil is very gritty, very loose, very porous. I do not want to damage the roots. So it's very gritty and very loose. Now again, I haven't added any compost. There is no organic matter in this soil. It is just garden soil and sand. I would say there is 60% of aquarium sand and 40% of garden soil, filtered garden soil, just to maintain that moisture so that the pearls can grow well. And I haven't changed the soil. It has been the same soil from the time that you've seen when it was dehydrated, and even now the soil has remained the same. I just started adding water, nothing else. There wasn't done any amendment to the soil. I just let it grow in the same pot without disturbing the roots, because that's the most important part. Never ever disturb the roots, especially for pearls. Even if you want to propagate it, don't take it out from the soil and put it in another pot. Just do a cutting like this, just cut off any part of the stem and then put it into the soil. Right now it's doing quite well. I do not want to propagate it. I want it to get healthy. Probably in another 4 or 5 months it's going to have a lot of new growth, but as of now I'm not going to do any cutting. I'm just going to let it grow. I do not want to stress it anymore, but you can see the pearls are looking fantastic. It's very delicate, the stem is very delicate, so I do not want to do anything much with it. I'm just going to let it grow. So guys, I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe and keep propagating.